I'm playing Callie in our production of Stop Kiss by Diana Sun. She has a very hard time making decisions for herself, and she tends to just go with the flow of her friends and what everybody else is doing, and has a hard time really saying what she is feeling all the time and saying what she really wants. And that's a struggle throughout the play. And then she meets Sarah, and her whole world kind of changes, and her whole person kind of changes, and she begins to finally find herself and start making decisions. It's crazy. I did do Inspector Calls, which was a little similar. I was on stage for almost every scene, but this is very different because it's so realistic. All these little details of everyday life that you go through, but don't realize all the things you do until you're on stage trying to depict them. Like turning the lights on and, oh, I can't wear the same thing, it's another day, so I've got to change 25 times throughout the show. The memorizing portion of the lines has been an interesting process. I've always been really good with being able to pick up lines, but the most interesting thing with this is it's so realistic and it's so natural, I guess. It's also finding how to still be natural after you've memorized the line. Like, I'll have it in my brain, but it's trying to find the new moments and the new intimacy of the scene, even if you're saying a huge chunk of text that doesn't always come out natural. No, I'm really excited for this show. It's definitely pushing me out of my comfort zone in a way that needed to happen, and I guess that's why it's my thesis role. And I think the greatest thing about this process so far is I'm just learning so much about myself, which I haven't always in previous shows. I normally would go into a show and learn so much about the character, and, you know, a little bit about myself and how I can put myself into the character's shoes. But this is so much of how can Katrina play this role and make it Callie, but also make it natural enough that it's still myself, which is something that I haven't always done. Diana Sun creates these beautiful characters, Sarah, Callie, George, Peter, that are just so real. Like, I think we sometimes forget that going to see a piece of theater, it doesn't always have to be like this extravagant trip, which is always amazing, but it's also nice to see like simplicity and just realness. And the way that these characters talk to each other, it's so organic, and it's so just watching the little things in life.